ションを見たら、これはひょっとすればね、鶴田選手もね、やられる可能性もあるなと、すごいタイガーマスクのファイティングスピリット。
Sure can you see?
さあすごいけれども、さあけれども
Well, Matt and I, we've had trouble 20 years ago, probably 30 years ago. We had a couple of fights in Mid-South, and I kind of worked him over a little bit back in the day. I was 300 pounds, you know. But the way it was, we were in an independent show. Things kind of boiled over. Matt and I had trouble in the ring. I told the referee, told him, let's settle it in the dressing room, not in front of the people. And I went down in the dressing room, and I was waiting for him to come down the stairs, and he never came down the stairs. And I'm like, what in the world? Finally, the referee comes down, because I wasn't in the, at 50 plus back then, I wasn't in the, shape to fight, but I wasn't afraid of Matt Bourne, that's for sure. And he never came downstairs, never came. Finally, the referee comes down, he said, hey, he went from the ring out the fire exit and in his car. He had already taken his bag, all his pictures and everything, and put in his car. So it looked like he was going to try to ambush me in the ring.
Duggan this night, and he wrestled Matt Bourne, and the match kind of turned into a shoot. You were ringside.
Oh, I remember that. I don't know why I was managing, but maybe it was just because I was still probably working back then. Yeah, I remember it. They got in a real fight. And I'm watching it, and I still didn't know it was for real. I just knew there was a problem.
In the ropes. He's in the ropes. The referee should be in there.
All right, gentlemen.
Referee should, wow.
Referee, let's step in there.
Let's roll. You want to work? You want? Huh? Make your move, kid. Ain't funny, man. Come on. You want to work? You want to fight? You want to work? Just smash him with the wood, Duggan. Tell me. You tell me. You tell me. You tell me. Come on.
Jim Duggan is just a good guy, honest guy, easy to work with, okay? Matt Bourne, I liked Matt, but a little cuckoo up here. Here's another guy that used to wrestle, and he was a shooter, right? And these guys can't forget that mentality. And somehow, I guess they wanted him to do a job, or wanted him to put over Hacksaw, and he got mad about it, and kind of was a tussle there. But Hacksaw, you don't want to mess with Hacksaw. He's a tough guy. And Matt was a tough guy too, so I remember it just went outside the ring, and they didn't fight back there in the back. But yeah, I remember that. Wow, that was a long time ago. White Plains. Matt, he was tough, but Matt was nuts. A little nuts. He had a famous father too, Tony Bourne, tough Tony Bourne, from out in Oregon. Yeah. A lot more level-headed than Matt was, though. Matt had some issues, but I don't like talking about people that's passed away. But Doink the Clown, he got that over. Remember that? He was crazy enough to get that over. He had that sinister look and a smile and everything. He was good. Good. He had some high spots there in his career.
And there's another lockup. So far, not really an offensive move out of Doink. Haven't seen him on offense too much.
Well, you know, apparently Doink, you know, just a couple of minutes ago went for a cheap shot on Hacksaw, and you know, I mean, good grief, the guy carried his around for a lack of, you know. So let's give the guy a break.
Here's the sad part. You know, given Doink's heritage, his career as Matt Bourne, he has a solid wrestling background. Well, the fact that he chooses not to use it.
I want to bring up Matt Bourne. We mentioned him earlier. Now, there's a video of you guys online having a match that turned into a bit of a shoot. Tell me about your relationship with him, because by all accounts, he seemed to be a bit of a grouchy guy.
Well, there's a lot of history there. Matt and I, like I said, we were part of the Rat Pack way back in the early 80s, and we had a few exchanges, let's say, back in the dressing room. DiBiase witnessed Bernie Ladd broke one up. But anyway, like I said, I had a good damage career, so I did okay. And, you know, it's hard to say, because Matt's passed away, so I'm not going to talk bad about the guy, but that's one of the huge misconceptions of wrestling. People, well, you guys are all good friends, aren't you? No, we're not all good friends. You know, you have a few friends, you have a lot of acquaintances, and you have a couple of enemies. And Matt Bourne was my enemy.
So they booked me, and I don't know if you've heard of Bruiser Brody.
Yes.
Yes. Tough guy, in anybody's standards back then, especially. It's my first match, right? So now I'm a pretty respectful guy, and I'm sure in any industry, you know, even when you know a new comic, you pay respect to the older guy. I mean, that's just the way it should be, and the way it really was back then, especially, you know, in our business. You know, you didn't say much, you spoke when spoken to, kind of deal. And so I'm Bruiser Brody's my first professional match, right? So my first match is with Bruiser Brody. My skill level is I'm greener, but I get in the ring and that stupid gene flips in the back of your head, and I'm looking at him and I'm going, I'm bigger than he is. So wow. I don't know, I'm 20 maybe, and I'm in the ring and I'm looking at him, I'm like, fuck, I'm bigger than he is. This is the shit that's going on in my head, right? Now, I'm so nervous, like you couldn't have drove a nail up my ass with a sledgehammer. I'm so nervous to start with. But I'm looking like that stupid voice in the back of my head's like, you're fucking bigger than he is. You know, because Bruiser Brody was bigger than life, man. He had all that hair, and he was just a man. He was an animal, right? So ding, 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 right? Man, well, we tie up. I mean, as soon as we tie up, I'm pushing, right? And he's like, all right, get lighten up, kid. So bell rings, and I tie up with him, collar and elbow, and I jam him up into a corner. Hey kid, lighten up a little bit, kid. Relax. And I'm just like, my body's like angle iron, right? I'm so just anyway. So I go to shove him, and my hands, we're kind of hand fighting a little bit, and my hand slips off, and I kind of palm him in the face. So I'm gonna give him, kind of the push off. Back out, right? Well, when I do, I kind of push off, and I kind of, I clip him in the chin a little bit, right?
Kind of like he's thinking you're stuck.
He don't know me from Adam. Temperature in the room changed a little bit at that moment. So we tie up again, and I'm about to shoot him across the ring, and I shoot him across the ring, and I'm yelling like I'm gonna hit him with a clothesline. He's about to shoot me off, and I yell clothesline.
Now you're calling the match.
I'm calling the match.
Boy, you got some balls.
No, I ain't got no brains. So as I tell him, clothesline, right? He comes off the ropes like a bullet, like a 6'5", 300-pound bullet, and he kicks me square in my fucking jaw. And all of a sudden, that furry boot come up out of nowhere, man, and it. Wham! He whacked me with that boot, man. My eyes rolled back in my head, and I was like, oh, wow, okay. My eyes rolled back in my head, and the next thing I know, he's grabbing me. He's like, let's go for a walk, right? So he throws me out of the ring. And he says, come on, we're going for a walk. And man, he takes me, throws me out, right? And he threw me out. People that don't know, there was always that table right next to ringside. And then the chairs were metal chairs with the wood slats. And throws me down on this table. And this place called the Sportatorium in Dallas. They've torn it down now. So he takes me and he slams me on that table until he told me don't move, right? He takes this chair as hard as he can. You know, and we're not talking about the metal folding chairs, which hurt enough in their own right when you get hit enough times with them. He swings as hard as he can. This chair just fucking explodes. Wood slats fly all over the place. So I can hear the chair getting folded up, man. And he come back full force with that chair right across my shoulder blades. And when I tell you that the wood snapped, that is not an exaggeration. There were slats of wood flying everywhere. It sounded like a gun went off, right?
Pick up the table, and you just heard that, Mark.
I felt every bit of it. I thought it went through me. And I'm thinking, I'd never been hit so hard, man. I've been hit, you know, but I'd never been hit that hard by anything at that point. He just starts hitting the other ropes and coming and just kicking me as hard as he can in the head. Wow.
Oh, God.
And I deserved it, you know. I mean, he was giving me a lesson that I needed to learn. Anyway, and went over to him. I was like, Mr. Brody, thank you. You know, he said, all right, kid, just, you know, relax next time, will you? I could overheard him telling the promoter, he's like, fuck, you ought to book this kid some more. They were trying to find someplace else to send me. He said, that kid's going to be something. I got thumped pretty good.
And the swiftness of the Ranger is still talked about today. Texas red and not clear leather, 4 bullets fairly ripped. The Ranger's aim was deadly with a big iron on his hip. Big iron on his hip.
Where are you at, NWO, you shoe shine boy?
I am Joe Dombrowski, joined at this time by my dear, close, personal, longtime friend. He is the handicapped hero. He is Gregory Iron.
So, all right, now we see, of course, WWF superstar Virgil, but
it's
at this
actually
time,
WCW star Vince.
At that time, it was WCW NWO superstar Virgil who was dancing. As I don't know if you noticed, those were actual custom-made NWO flyers that were falling from the ceiling. Now, he's wrestling the Theater of Pain, and the Theater of Pain is long time been known in Cleveland for being undefeated. They're also unintentionally hilarious. They're not very good. They're kind of the
not very good is the nicest thing you've ever said.
Yeah. Okay, I think his promo is done at this point. So here's what happened. So at the time, Virgil was working for WCW. Now I don't know the situation if it was different for certain contracted wrestlers, but for whatever reason, Virgil could still do indies. Okay, and you may or may not notice that the Theater of Pain continually get mildly racist with Virgil, which doesn't help the situation. So Virgil, has been doing Nitro and stuff. He's still on WCW TV.
And just to clarify, that was not a pre-discussed portion of this racial undertone.
That was not pre-discussed. So the Theater of Pain already had a bad taste in their mouth from the get-go, because before the show even started, from what I've told, now this is all secondhand accounts, directly from one of the competitors who's in the ring now, Wally. Apparently, Wally, all these guys, the Theater of Pain run this show. So
the Juggernaut.
The Juggernaut is what he goes by in this contest.
Can't break character. He invested a lot of money in that.
So Virgil approaches the Theater of Pain before the show. Right off the bat, comes into the locker room with a baseball bat, apparently saying, "Where's my paper? Where's my paper?"
Fuck money, baby, 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 baby. You print it green, you print it black. It's nothing but fuck money, baby, fuck money, baby. Green and black, green and black.
Wally doesn't know what that means, or the Juggernaut doesn't know what that means. Eventually, Virgil puts it in layman's terms and tells him that it means money. He wants his money. So Wally doesn't want to pay him his money up front to wrestle. He claims that they never do that, so he's not going to do that. So he talks it over with Gmo and Psycho Mike, who are his tag team partners here in the Theater of Pain. Eventually, they end up giving him half of his money up front, and then they'll give him the other half after the match.
Peel it out, peel it out, peel it out, peel it out, all in $100 bills.
But the Theater of Pain are taken aback by this. They don't want to give him any money up front. So, throughout the course of the night, in various promos in the ring, at the merchandise booth, they have said very derogatory things about the color of Virgil's skin, in roundabout ways, shining his shoes. They say that anybody can do a job on Nitro, so they're insulting his status in WCW. So they're definitely trying to create a problem. Now, before this match, as Virgil referenced, Theater of Pain had wrestled 3 local guys for 10 minutes, which the match itself, I wish we could put it on this DVD, it is a train wreck. It's one of your typical mid-90s hardcore garbage matches with guys who are never properly trained to work. Because of the whole situation involved, as you can see, things are slowly, or I guess in this case quickly, becoming slightly real. Gmo, Psycho Mike, and Wally are trying to work with Virgil, and Virgil is trying to really fight them. So
I think we've passed by slightly at this point.
Yeah. So this escalates, I guess, quickly. And it's been a long time since I watched this. This might culminate real quick here.
And this is a situation where through all of the rumors and conjecture that we've gone through on this set, we certainly cannot blame Virgil for lashing out in a situation like this at all.
Well, yeah, I think any guy who's on television making a lot of money, at this particular point, will want to make sure they don't get hurt by what appears to be, and truthfully is, a bunch of poorly trained wannabes. So, now at this point, they're fighting on a staircase, okay? Things have got really, really out of control and pretty legitimate. Virgil, I don't know if it's being shown or he's got a baseball bat. Okay, I wasn't sure if I haven't seen this in a while, but he has a baseball bat and he really wants to fight him. Now, the Juggernaut, who's on that staircase, needs to find a weapon to counteract this. He finds a gumball machine to defend himself. So Virgil is really trying to beat them with a baseball bat, and the Juggernaut finds nothing but the store's gumball machine. And now Gmo with a trash can. Again, this is a completely real situation at this point. This is a standoff. Garbage can, baseball bat, gumball machine. A lot of swearing going on as well. Not the best language. Hopefully not a lot of children are purchasing this Virgil DVD.
I'll give Virgil all the credit in the world for stepping into a 3-on-1 fight like this to defend really anything and everything that's been damaged or offended by this segment.
But you know what? The best part about this is, I guess if there is a best part, the Theater of Pain are baby faces, and they've just fought 3 men. Virgil is the heel, and he is beating all 3 of the top baby faces without a problem. I mean,
fuck money, baby, fuck money, baby. $100 bills. Fuck money, baby. Fuck money, baby. Green and black. Green and black. Fuck money, baby. Fuck money, baby. Like my skin is green and black. Fuck money, baby.